it documented that it actually happened, because there's no other proof, right?
True.
All right, so um, so we're about to hit August in a few days here. Tammy's going to touch on closing out the month, which is a very important thing. Some of you have some MLM experience, some of you don't. And closing out the month is a big deal because it sets up your next month properly. So let's go a little bit into that, baby. And then we'll piggyback on how to launch August and then go through Christmas.
Okay, you want to start with the closing the month stuff. Get that out. Okay.
I do, just because it'll kick us into how to open August properly into the end of the year, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, for example, until Tammy goes into her space, where some of you are running for a rank, some of you are not, depending on volume, etc. Like Nikki, where the heck is Nikki?
That's what I'm doing. I'm texting with
The
Nikki.
frick
'cause
is
I'm like,
Nikki Parker?
"Get on this call."
Damn it. Damn it, Nikki.
Packer.
I don't care.
Packer.
No, she's now
Packer,
Parker, because
You renamed her.
she anyway.
Right.
So here's the thing. So closing out the month is very, very important, and she'll go into details of that. But here's, for me, because I've been in business since I came to America at 9 years old. I've been selling stuff, and nobody taught me business. I learned it on the street. I got my ass kicked numerous times. I've made millions, lost millions, made them back again, lost them again. Right? So it's the journey, but that's the school. My schooling is from the street. So what I do know, what I've learned in all this beautiful chaos, organized chaos somewhat, is the setup. It's the setup. Like you play volleyball, there has to be a setup to the hit, right? So in sports and business and energy, even if we talk vibration, there's always a setup to the next level, to the next frequency, to the next level, the next game, the next benchmark. So wrapping up, closing this one will be the catapult to the next one. So each month, and we'll go from August to September, October, you get the point. So this way, everybody has an amazing freaking Christmas and Thanksgiving,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What do you want for Christmas? How you doing?
Wow.
Too soon? What?
Funny. All right, let's get into closing the month.
All right.
As you guys know, like what Andre's saying, we were chatting this afternoon just about business in general and this business. And, in all the different businesses that we've run, this is a very different model. And so, it's easy to think like this is a different thing. It's that hobby. It's that cute little side hustle, but it's very much a serious business. And if you run it like a business and you start to manage your day and your money-making activities like a business, then this will pay you huge. So having a residual income of $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's no joke. That provides us the option and freedom, time freedom to do what we want with our kids, to travel the country, to actually enjoy the time that we have with our kids. And that's the biggest reason why we love this business model. And I don't think I've seen, and I've been in the industry since I was 18, I haven't seen a more lucrative compensation plan probably ever. We have some components of this comp plan that are very, very special. So we're going to, really have a lot of these, Tuesday nights business conversation, how to run it like a business, how to scale, how to, really track your numbers, because you can't grow what you can't measure, right? So these are the conversations that we want to have with you guys. And some of you were talking on Messenger as well, just about certain conversations. Nikki, I don't know where Nikki is, but we were talking today about conversations. She's 1,100 BV away from 5K for the first time, so I know she's hustling. And here's the deal: we still have 3 days left, of 3 full days and this evening, so 3.5 really left in the month. And so we always like to close the month strong. As you guys know, a few of you are new, most of you know the drill, but we and some of you are already on calls and hustling and trying to close the month. So we have a monthly cycle, obviously, for our residual income, and then we have a weekly cycle. As those of you who are new, we get paid every single week. So literally whatever happens from Thursday at midnight to the next Thursday at midnight is a part of the weekly pay cycle. So when new people join your team, new affiliates, customers purchase product, affiliates purchase a package, let's say tonight night is Tuesday night. Someone comes in tonight, tomorrow, all the way till Thursday at midnight, then you get paid the following Thursday. So our weekly cycle closes out Thursday at midnight. So that's kind of cool. So someone could come in today and literally earn a check as soon as next Thursday, direct deposited into their checking account. So that is really amazing, you guys. When you look at what's going on in the world out there and how many people are hurting, how many people have been sent home. I don't know where you all are in the country, but here in California, we're on another wave of another lockdown. And it's getting bad here. It's kind of weird. You know, we went from stores having certain requirements to now very strict requirements to now people getting laid off, sent home, restaurants on very limited staff. You can only eat outside. And even some restaurants are having you wear a mask to your table outside, people. So it's weird here. But in these weird times, you know, it's creating panic and anxiety for a lot of people. If their income is the same, they're blessed, but they have weird working conditions where they're having to wear masks all day long and they're not feeling really great. So here's an opportunity for us, right? As we're looking at closing the month out strong, opening August, and like Andre mentioned, we want to help each of you kind of come up with a business plan for the last 5 months of the year and close out this year very strong. But right now we have a very unique opportunity in that there are so many people out there that need help. There's so many people out there that need our amazing products, as well as an opportunity to make money from home or even just a side hustle right now to help supplement their income now more than ever. And, you know, I mean, we are hearing about so many people fighting, couples getting divorced through all of this. It's just really sad, but money stress is really, really a kicker. And a lot of times it breaks up homes. And, you know, we have an opportunity to help these people right now. So to get the message out there, we'll talk more about that tonight, ways you can get the message out there, ways you can shift your conversation for better results. And that's really what even closing the end of the month is. It's really just kind of doing inventory of your business, where you're at, and, you know, where you wanted to be, how, you know, what you have left to achieve. And you guys know the drill. And then really just exhausting every single option and going through every single part of your team to pull whatever volume you can if you're going for that next goal. Some of you are new and you're just kicking off your business, and that's great. We'll have that conversation literally in a couple of days as we open the month and kick off. And we'll get into some of that tonight because basically we're going to be, you know, just in a few days, we're going to be really setting up opening a new month, August, which is a big month in our industry. Should be a huge month in our business as well, again, with everything going on, as well as laying out the next 5 months. So we want to understand a few things. We're a volume-driven business, right? The compensation plan pays off business volume. So every little bit of volume counts. You know, if you feel comfortable approaching people like, hey, you know, I'm launching my business, I'm relaunching my business, I'm launching the next phase of my business, and I'm looking for some product testimonials. I'm looking for some people to try my products and give me a testimonial. Would you be willing to help me out? That's a great conversation to have with close friends and family. And, you know, if you feel uncomfortable having a business conversation approach, we always like to lead with the business. So that is, you know, for us, we're looking for other business-minded people that want to build a business, that want to create a residual income. So those are our conversations, but that's our background. We're entrepreneurs and we want to attract other people like us that want to build a much bigger thing. So we love to help people that want to make an extra 500,000, couple thousand a month. Great. But we're really looking for the people that want to have a serious business that can, you know, really fuel whatever else their passion is in life, whether it be travel, whether it be, I know there's several QAnons on tonight that, you know, that's their passion, but they have to fund their life, right? If you have kids and family and all that, you have to keep it going. I know some of you, like Shauna, homeschools and feeds her entire family a very clean, organic diet. That's not cheap. So, and living at the beach in California. So whatever your reasons are, you got to figure out your why and your hustle, and that'll kind of help you as we talk business plan here. If you're in the Facebook group, if you're not asked to join, I know a couple of you are brand new, but Badassery Mastery, our Facebook group, is where we post our trainings. There's a units tab that has a few videos to get started. And I posted an end of the month checklist. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through. I'm going to give you some ideas. I think we're going to focus more on the conversation and getting more comfortable with that tonight. But I posted an end of the month checklist. So make sure that you study that, learn that. I pretty much brain dumped everything that I do, everything that the top leaders do at the end of the month as far as going through and brainstorming volume. But again, all volume counts. So if you're going for your 4, if you're going for, you know, to cross that 1,000 BV rank, if you're looking to hit 5K, as I know a few of you are, or 10K or above, then remember that all volume is going to help you at this point. So going through that checklist and really just kind of brainstorming, one, you want to revisit your list, make sure that you've talked to everyone, reached out to everyone, and that you followed up with everyone. Follow up is critical. And we get the question all the time, how often do you follow up? Well, you want to follow up until someone basically tells you to, take a hike, right? And stops responding. And even then I would say, hey, great, I appreciate that this is not for you, but who do you know? Right? That's when you ask for the referral. Who do you know that right now could benefit from our amazing products? Who do you know right now that needs to make more money? And that is, everybody knows someone right now that needs to have a business in a box, a side hustle, needs to make more money. So referrals are huge. That's where you reconnect with every single person that you've talked to, every single person that's opted in. If you go into your back office, you can go into your contact manager and you can see a list. You can even export that list of every single person who's opted into your link. This is something you want to do on a pretty regular basis, is be in touch with these people, be dripping on these people. It's like watering the seeds, right? Be sharing stories, exciting things that are happening in the team, someone new that got promoted, someone new that was able to take a vacation after how long because with the extra income they made. Whatever the story you think would connect to that person, you want to share stories, right? Facts tell, stories sell. So if you get really good at sharing your passion, if you get really good at telling stories, you don't really ever have to sell anything. In fact, we always try to get you guys to do the opposite, not post products, not post links, not try to be salesy, but connect with people, right? Share hope, share opportunity. And that's what people are starving for today, I think, more than ever. So rather than go through every little thing, I'm just giving you guys kind of an overview of right now, all volume counts. Like for Nikki, I don't know if she's on here yet. She's on. Nikki, hello,
Nikki
hello.
Parker.
No,
I called you Parker earlier. Look, say,
yeah,
what?
He renamed you.
What? No.
Yeah, what? Don't judge, don't hate, just appreciate.
Yeah. So you're 1,100 BV away from 5K. So that is basically 3 Executive Pro packages. So you've got 3 full days. So that's something that we're going to definitely be hustling. We'll talk a little bit about the conversation that you and I had on Messenger in just a few minutes, because I want to get into that conversation and make sure you're comfortable with the approach and volume. But I'm really speaking to you right now, Nikki, in the fact that this is where you hustle harder than ever. The last 3 days of the month, a lot can happen, right? We've literally seen our team, we had 11,000 in volume come in on the last day of the month as we hit 100K. So it's very possible. It's a numbers game. You got to reach out to people, but I know what your goal is. I know how hard you've been pushing for it. So we push all the way to the last minute, and we'll be jumping in with Tiff and Ali here to make sure that you cross that finish line here in the next 3 days. So this conversation tonight is going to be very much geared towards you and all of you who are running to that goal. At the end of the month, again, whatever your goal may be, if you're brand new and you're launching your business, this is still helpful information, because this is all we do. It's the same routine every single month. The business isn't complicated, right? We're talking to people, we're following up, we're helping people launch their online business, and we've got the tools and systems in place. And so it's very, very simple. Go through that checklist, brainstorm every single thing. But again, revisit your list, go through your entire cell phone, all contacts, right? And your contact manager, anybody who's opted in. This is also a great opportunity to go back to any customer that's bought product from you. Follow up with them. How are they feeling on the product? Are they ready to try more product? Are they ready for that next order? Because customer orders count, right? Who do they know, right? If they're just a customer and they're not really into building the business yet, who do they know that's looking for more income? Who do they know that could also benefit from our products? So referrals are huge from customers and affiliates. Any affiliate that maybe is kind of, not been real active, reach back out to them, share what's going on in the company and how, with everything going on in the world, we're growing, right, at a crazy rate. And so you want to get back and just kind of, re-inspire, right, by sharing stories and what's going on, and keep those people in the loop. But you can inspire them to order another package to get back going, to get active again. As well as every single day, you guys know the drill. We had an amazing call last week on social media. Shauna and Jen, they shared great info. Hopefully you guys are applying that. Hopefully every single day you're building your social media accounts, your Facebook, your Instagram. I understand Twitter's being kind of weird, so don't know about that, but at least your Facebook and your Instagram, right? You want to make sure that you're adding new friends, that you're involved in groups that are similar to your interests and your passions, and that you're connecting with people on a daily basis. This doesn't mean scrolling and commenting on everybody's stuff. It means connecting and building your network and reaching out to new people. So I think with that said, let's dive into Nikki's questions about talking to people for the end of the month, because I know that
Sure.
that's important.
Yeah.
And any questions you guys have as we jump into now the conversations and everything, put them in the chat. Ask your questions there. We'll get to them. But today, Nikki and I on Messenger were chatting basically about the concept of she's reaching out to a bunch of people on Facebook. She's sending messages and she's not getting the, I guess, response that she would like to get. So this is where I don't know what you want to share, but I guess, Nikki, come on out here and let's just have a conversation about your conversations on social media and see what we can maybe tweak to get you better results.
So, well, if I would have known I was going to be put on the spot, boy, you can bet your sweet ass I wouldn't be here. No, just kidding.
You're always on the spot, and all of us are always on the spot. You got to be ready, baby.
So, oh man, I better go grab a drink here. Hold on a second.
Hold on. Okay, can I share?
It makes conversations easier.
I was going to say, I wish I would have copied and pasted what I sent, what I sent. Did you, Tammy?
Well, I have what you sent to me, which is, so basically what I was going to respond to you, but I thought it would be better to do it live on the training tonight and just put you on the spot.
Of course. Oh, super.
So you're doing a little intro, but then you're jumping right into, going for the sale to help you out, which I get. But what my question to you was, with these people, have you reached out to them before, sparked the conversation? Is it an active conversation, or did you just go right in with what you sent me?
So with what I sent you, I better make sure I'm unmuted. So with what I sent you, sorry about that. So with what I sent you, it's like with people that I know from, you know what I mean? I've been friends with you at least on social media 3 to 5 years. We've talked before. I know, it's people like I can say, hey, Tammy, your 2 girls are freaking killing it. I love following them on Instagram, and you know what I mean? Like, I know you. I could send you a gift for your birthday and you would be like, she's my friend. She knows me. You know what I mean? So it's those types of people. When it's cold, I guess I'm kind of cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm kind of like, I really don't have anything to lose, or you know what I mean, or not.
Right.
So I just reach out and be like, hey, how are you doing? I was wondering if you would be willing to look at my link. These products have really helped me. It's made a difference for residual income in my life.
Okay. So my first reaction, we'll get Andre to jump into because he's great at these conversations, but my first reaction would be, you want, even if it's someone that you want to get their attention before you go in for the kill, before you go in for the sale. So you want to spark, back up the conversation. And what I saw here was just kind of like, bleh, like you just kind of threw up on them what you needed in the moment. So if they're not responding to you, then my first gut reaction would be not that it's necessarily wrong what you said. It's just that you're going in for it without warming up the conversation and getting their attention, right? When you get their attention and you get them responding to you, then you can get into, kind of the next phase. So that would be my first advice, is that don't just, bleh all over them. And that goes for cold market too. You want to get their attention and then spark up a conversation, connect. Even if it doesn't lead right to a sale, chances are if you're reconnecting, it's somebody hey, how are things? How are you holding up in the heat? Yeah, this crazy times, whatever. They're going to ask you too, how are you? How are things? And awesome. My business is actually booming. I'm kind of surprised, like with everything going on in the world, it's growing faster than ever. That's where you have an opportunity. When they come back to you, now you've got their attention to have a conversation. So that's the first thing I would say. Off the bat. And I think you're going to get a lot better results once you get their attention and then go in for the conversation.
So Nikki, are you saying that you are cold sending messages?
Both.
Okay. Got it. And what results have you gotten from the cold messages?
Actually, I'm really kind of shocked by this, but the people that are cold, I mean, obviously, and this sounds really shitty, but I I mean this respectfully.
Just say it.
You're on my friends list. I feel okay to message you and be like, hey, this has changed my life, my business, you know, it's changed my account balance.
Yeah.
It's changing my life.
Got it.
I
That's
was
the
wondering if
message.
you'd look.
Got it. That's the message. What I want to know is what results have you gotten from cold messages?
The cold I receive more. I receive more from them.
Okay.
I
You get
receive
more got it.
orders, more new affiliates. Actually, I receive more money spent on orders also with them.
Got it. So then stop talking to your friends. Meaning just do cold, only cold, baby. Put them on ice.
And again, I mean, and I mean this respectfully, you know, and I've heard in trainings, you know, you need to look at your friends and your family and the people who support you and who don't. And I know this sounds shitty, but if in my circle, those people aren't clapping for me,
Yep.
why am I dealing with you? So I've just kind of, and I mean it nicely, but I kind of unfriend you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't talk. We know Facebook enough about each other. Even if you're, and I really feel this way. If you've been my friend for 5, 10, 20 years, or my family member, and you won't support me, I don't care how many times I've asked you to support me.
Yeah.
You won't? I don't want to deal with your bullshit then.
That's right.
You're no better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to better myself and you don't want to help me, then I've got to move along.
Okay. So far you're almost 5K. You almost hit 5K last month. You're going to hit 5K this month for sure.
I am going to hit it.
No, I know.
Actually, I'm going to hit like 5702 or something.
Yeah. Like don't play small. Just like, you know, let's shoot for 10K, end up around 5,700. Okay,
exactly.
good. I get it.
Yeah.
So how did you get to here? How did you get the volume that you have today? Let's talk about what worked, and then we can talk about how to do more of what worked.
So what worked, I do live videos. I reach out. This sounds crazy because I'm brand new and I probably shouldn't do this, but I really did listen. I got in the 90-day blitz with Aaron Parker.
Yep.
I started, and Tiffany and Allie told me this too. You know what? How many friends do you have on Facebook? You guys have even said it. And I was like, holy shit, dude, a lot of friends on Facebook. I really did start at A, and I was like, hey, and depending on how well I knew you,
Right.
was how I reached out, whether for business
Or
and
product.
or a product. And
Got
like if I know Tammy, she's my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, Tammy, like, dude, you seriously, and she's a chick that does MLM, or she gets it, or she's a mom of 3 kids, and she just got furloughed,
3 kids.
and life effing sucks for her. I'm like this, dude, you know about residual income, right? Check out this payment. Like, check this out. You can't miss our compensation plan.
Okay, good.
Because right now we're the hottest thing on the market. Check it out.
Got it. So sorry, really quick, because I'm looking to do inventory because that's how my business brain works. So that's a message you would send to someone that you know and knows you regarding
Right.
the business.
Correct.
Okay, and the response to that message was what?
The response to that message has always been, how do I check it out?
Awesome.
And
perfect. Has that
Thank
changed?
God for MDC Genius.
Understand. What happened? So have you changed up that strategy all the way till today? Has that changed at all?
That strategy I have not changed.
Got it. So you're still
Because
doing
it's
that.
worked.
That's what I want to make sure that you're still, because here's what happens. We're all like, oh my God, I have a team now. So now I know what I'm doing. So we switch shit up and it's like, well, I'm not ranking anymore. What happened? So that's why I'm asking, but it sounds like you are keeping what used to work still works. Got it. So what do you feel has changed for you? Because you've hit a wall.
I'm not disagreeing, but I feel like when I hit a wall,
Yes.
it means that there's no's coming everywhere. I don't have any other options.
No, I
I'm
understand.
looking at like, man, does Nikki have a credit card to pay this?
Yeah.
know
So
what
no, don't do that. Yeah. So
No,
I-
no. And
yeah.
so that's where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm stuck because I still have a lot of friends. And just within the last 45 minutes, 8 people have messaged me back and been like, so Nikki, what about the sprays? So what about that oil?
There
So
you go.
does this really work for my dogs?
Got it.
So I guess all I can say is, as long as I keep reaching out, as long as I keep giving the
Of course.
information,
Yeah.
then they'll keep reaching back. I guess my question is, what can I tweak differently to get more, faster, and I want new? Like everyone who,
Yeah.
everyone, if anyone who's listening, if you have one person who's ordered from you and hasn't reordered, all you need to do is message them back and ask them about the product. They will reorder because we know it works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have history, and you've shared it on here. That's the only reason I'm sharing it again. You have history of beating cancer.
Correct.
So right now we can just use a sort of cheers. We can use sort of an analogy of right now you're sort of hitting a wall. You're doing great, but you're close to that next level, but there's just a little wall of frustration, right? So what I want to ask you is this. There was a time when you were going through that old world of not feeling great, when you said, F this, I'm going to kick its ass. Yes?
Oh, F, yes.
Yes.
Triple F, yes.
Yeah. So my point is that's what needs to happen here, because it's, you know what to do. I'm watching you. I'm listening to you. You have the energy. I see your videos. You're like, Nikki Packer, damn it. I know. So like you have,
You'll start making as much money as Aaron within the next couple of years. So just keep watching.
yeah. And then maybe he'll take on your name and we'll call him Packer.
Hey there.
So my point is this, what I'm feeling from you is that you just need to make a fucking decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really? I mean this respectfully. You fucking asshole. Don't make me emotional. I just barely got on here. I do need to make a decision because there's still a little bit of fear in that reaching out and just being straight out like, hey, this really does make a difference. You're that mom of 3 that you've just lost your job and you don't know how to pay your bills. I literally have been paid every single Thursday for 3.5 months. Not because I work 40 hours a fucking week.
Yep.
Because I reach out to people that I care about. I reach out to people to make a difference.
Yes.
Making money is fucking amazing. Ooh, see, you guys are great, and I suck at that. Making money is amazing, but to be able to say, to get that message in the morning that you wake up to that says, Nikki, holy shit, dude. I laid down and I went to sleep, and we've been doing this weight challenge for 6 days. I've lost 11 pounds.
Yep.
When I wake up to that, I do not go, money. Nikki goes, dude, that made a difference to her. That's
Right.
like an impact in her brain.
Okay.
And it's something in a negative world that's totally positive.
Yes.
That matters.
So how do we go from where you are right now, this, we'll call it an emotional state of a little frustration, and say, F it, I'm going to 5,700.
Well, I guess like doing the counting down from 63 push-ups to see if I can do them all.
Okay.
I'm just gonna literally start from every name that I ended with from the message that I sent with Tammy.
Okay.
And instead of being so cold, be like, hey Tammy, man, it is crushingly hot in Idaho. How are you guys holding up down there? Are you guys mandated with masks? Because like it or not, everyone's talking about that. And that's a great way to start a conversation.
Yeah. So really quick. So you're telling me the story. What I want to know inside of your chest, back when you got emotional, when you called me an asshole, and when I appreciate it. No. I appreciate it because I know where you're at. I know your heart. So what I want to know is from that place, are you fucking done with this level?
I'm done with this level.
Okay.
Average sucks.
Okay.
And thanks for calling me out on my average, because now I don't know how many people are watching, but I'm pretty sure that Tiffany and Allie are, and they're my upline, and I can't let them down, because that's like a triple letdown, because I'm the N of the TNA. Just kidding.
They're watching.
Oh,
They're here.
Lord.
Before, but
This is PG-14, I think.
Wow.
probably
So-
19.
Okay, so look, you know what to do, and that's my point. I'm listening to you. You have the script down. You have the energy. You're smart. You know how to help people. Your passion is the results for other people, not the bank account. You got it. It's time.
Watch me go.
Yes, that's the
Awesome.
fucking Nikki I'm talking about. That's it.
Here, let me set my drink down. We'll show you.
She's going to do a dance.
Literally, I have been like this. Come on, motherfuckers. Answer my goddamn message. Come on. Answer.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
they're answering.
you
They're
did.
answering.
Yeah,
Just answer the questions now.
Good.
Just respond.
good. Stay the course. You got
Awesome.
this.
I got this.
You got
You
this.
got it. I want to.
We got this. And thanks for letting me reach out, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. I told you. We tell all of you guys we're here.
Tammy said you're welcome.
We're here for that. So reach out anytime. Anytime. That's what we're here for. So
Absolutely.
and Nikki, I want you to check in with us daily for the next 3 days. I want for Andre and I to be involved with your numbers and everything going on. Every single bit of volume that comes in, I want to know about it. I know about it anyway because I'm watching you, but I want you to communicate with
It's
us
accountability.
so
Yeah.
that we can have that conversation. That's how you run at the end of the month.
Yep.
Is you need to lock arms with us, Tiff and Allie, and we need to just go to work. So if there's a conversation, if you need a three-way,
Yep,
if we need
bingo.
to set up a Zoom, this is where we have to get creative. And again, this we'll talk a little bit. Actually, it's good for all of you to know when you're pushing for something like this. And I'm going to call on you, Shauna, in just a second. So get ready because I want to pick your brain for a minute because she's brought in over 350 affiliates cold market on social media.
Damn.
So,
Holy.
Show off.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
Only over
I'm
350
Shauna.
people. But here's the deal. At the end of the month when you're pushing, accountability is important, but you want to pull out all stops. This is where you might want to come up with an incentive. You get creative, right? You look at your network and what you're looking to pull off. And, if you've got some extra products sitting around, this is where sometimes we've done hey, get your package, get your director, get your executive pro pack, and we'll throw in, some free face masks for you to try, or free, another bottle of oil, or try this, or pet
Gummies,
products,
anything.
or what. It doesn't really matter what, right? Whatever you think that person needs or would incentivize them.
Mhm.
I remember last year for convention, we bought a bunch of extra convention tickets and we used that for our executive pros. And anybody that came in when we, at that last, couple days of the month, they got a convention ticket for us. For us, it was covered by our commission, right? But we also got a butt in the seat at convention. So it was win-win because we're giving them training, we're giving them culture, we're giving them access to this thing. So you got to come up with creative things sometimes to push over the edge. And if you've got, let's say 10, 15 people on the edge and that you need 3 to hit 5K, that's where you get creative. So we can talk about that too, but this is where you do inventory. You want to check in, have accountability. You've got 3 full days to go, right? And you only need 3 executive pros to come in. So, or a bunch of, product customers and all that. So this goes for all of you when you're doing your end of the month inventory. This is where you check in on your business, but also your team. Anyone on your team who was running for something, if their goal was their 4, if their goal was 1,000 BV, if their goal is 5K, whatever, we keep running by doing inventory of their business, seeing exactly where they're at, exactly what they need, and we work the numbers backwards, right? So if you look at your last 3.5 months, Nikki, for you, how many people have you talked to get how many people that bought to, and then you kind of work backwards. So, if you need 3 more, how many people do you have to talk to, right, in the next 3 days to get 3 more? And that's how I like to run numbers. And that's my left brain kicking in, but it does work to have metrics.
It's exactly what I do.
Boom.
Awesome. Okay.
So really quick, just a totally side thing. John Campbell's here. John, you know that CBD, or the military now has approved CBD.
Boom!
So if you don't know that the military just approved CBD for military use, it's about to hit the fan.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
huge.
huge.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Did you know
I
that,
didn't
John?
know it. No, I didn't know it. Nope.
Wow.
I know it now. Now I
That's
know
why-
it.
Yeah, so his son, Zach, is he's coming home soon in a few days, right? A couple of weeks.
Yeah, he'll be home in Texas in under 30 days.
Bam.
Woo!
And
Yay.
he's
So we're
somewhere in
getting
the Middle
close.
East. He's undercover, like big type CIA, whatever. Can't tell you anything more than that because then we have to kill you.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, so his son and I did a Facebook Live, I don't know, about 5 months ago, whatever, on the Hempibition, because he's an affiliate with us. But that's just a big deal, CBD military. So you guys go talk to military folks. So I'll let you keep going with Shauna.
Shauna, so I want to pull you out here. Nothing major, but I know that you're really, really good at, and you've shared this on a few of our social media calls, but I think this might help Nikki and everybody else who's running right now, end of the month. But, you know, since you do so much of your, you know, reaching out to people and connecting cold market, I know you're really great at joining groups or finding people with similar interests like fitness or health or nutrition. And you send them a little message and you get their attention, right? By like, hey girls, saw your, you know, love your feed, whatever. So if you would come out and just share a couple little ideas of how you get someone's attention, right? When it's cold, right? You don't know them. You've maybe just added them as a friend, or maybe you didn't even add them as a friend yet. You're just sending a message. And I know you do several of these a day. I don't know if 20 or 50 still, however many you do a day, but I know this is part of your daily money-making activities. So I think this could really help everybody in this cold market social media conversation to break the ice and start a conversation.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, so I was listening to Nikki, and I just wanted to encourage you, Nikki, that whatever you're doing, like Andre was saying, that's gotten you this far, just more of that, you know? I think sometimes we get in our head, a lot of it is just planting seeds, and people do come back. So my biggest advice always to like the people on my team is to never even pay attention to who they reached out to. When people start telling me, well, I'm waiting on this girl, or I'm you know, kind of hoping to hear back, that's like already when I know, like, no, don't do that. I think the biggest thing for me in the beginning was that I didn't have a lot of organization. That was the only thing I didn't have going for me that I have now. But I was going so fast. Like I literally was on Instagram, and then I would go to Facebook, and then I would go to my text messages, and I was like blowing everybody up. So much so, and I'm not even saying that I advise this for some people, but for me, I literally didn't get up to like shower, or like I had fruit bowls. Like I was eating an all fruit diet at the time, so it was a little easier, but I had like fruit bowls and smoothies, and I was literally like in the mix. So that's something that my team doesn't see now because my situation's different as I'm a single mom. But I literally was like, I mean, you guys, I was glued to this thing for just that first month, not forever. It was just to get that 5K, because once you hit 5K, and we always talk about this, it feels like the hardest rank to hit, because it really is like you are doing it all on your own. You have no team. And then once you hit 5K, it does start to, of course, you don't take your foot off the gas. You don't stop doing what you did to get to 5K, but you also have momentum now because you have other people that are going for 5K, and they're all trying to, you know, make sales and whatnot. And then it just goes up there. You know, it was like I went from 5K to 10K to 25K. And then, of course, went through a divorce and did some other things in my life that slowed me down a bit. But, you know, the point is that I was already at a great place where I was, thankfully, I had enough residual income. Tammy and I talked about that. If I had gone through a divorce before all that, if I didn't hit, you know, 5K and 10K and 25K right away, I would have probably had to go get a job and put all my kids in school. So, you know, God knew what I needed, but also I did the work. And so I would say, like, when I reach out to people cold message, you know, there isn't one way. You know, I always want to like really stress that. Everybody has their own style. I think Tammy and Andre do things very, very different. Aaron Parker probably different than we all do. It's authentic to you. You're not like it's not gonna be Phil couldn't strike up a conversation and be like, hey Heather, how are your kids? And then be like, hey, by the way, it feels to me like a snake in the grass. Like, oh, I'm striking up this fake conversation with you, and now I'm going to hit you with my sale. Now, for other people, they're
It's your reception.
You're freezing up on us.
It's
Just
a very
go straight for the kill. But again, I was very
Shauna, if you can hear me, you're freezing
that
up
is
on
very
us.
Shauna, can you hear us now? Shauna?
I can hear you guys.
Okay, got
Okay,
it. You're choppy.
Frozen. Oh, you're back.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the rough life living on the beach. Whatever.
You're frozen again. If you're talking, we can't hear you.
It's a good look though.
Yeah, if you're gonna freeze, you,
I mean,
you
I
should
just-
freeze in style.
Like I'm talking.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
There she. Hello.
Say something so we can see if we can hear you. No.
can you guys hear me okay?
Now we
Yeah,
can.
it's not a volume issue. It's just connection issue.
You're
No,
back.
You're
Oh,
frozen. That's not a
you're back. You're not. Okay. And she's back.
Maybe. Hello.
Let me check something.
You got it.
Okay.
So, as we're gonna go back and forth. We got like 16 minutes left on this thing. So let me just, and maybe you and Shauna can wrap up on this topic as you're doing now. But I want to give you guys this, and I know we're jumping left and right. Business is business, and for those of you that have experience in business, awesome. If you don't have experience in business, awesome again. When you run a business like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you run it like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby. What I mean is this: take this thing freaking serious. We have 5 months. I mean, 2020 is about to be done. It's going to be, we're going to blink our eyes a couple of times. All of a sudden, oh my God, what? It's New Year? We're going to go 2021, right? And what I'm getting at is I want you guys to, I want us all to figure out why we're here. What is it you want? Why did you come to HempWorks MDC? What's that thing that you want? What's that passion you have? Is it to help people? Maybe you just came to make money and that's cool. That's awesome. Whatever it is for you, really figure it out. And then you want to own this thing. You want to make it your bitch. And I mean that in a very positive way. You want to take this thing and run with it like you have not run with anything else ever before. There's an economy out there. It's going to get, things are going to be up and down through the end of the year. More and more people are going to be online, which is cha-ching, right? Opportunity. You get to help more people, etc. You making a decision, just like Nikki and I talked about, figure out why you're here. Once you figure out the why, then you say, okay, cool. I know my energy. I know my passion. I know what's in my chest. That's why I took Nikki back to chest. She started giving me head stuff, right? She started giving me stories of this and script. And I'm like, no, it's not what got you here. Go to your chest. And once you find the why, the emotion, the energy that goes into motion, now we can have a conversation around what do you want to achieve? So we know the why, but now at the end of the year, let's assume it's literally New Year's Eve. What do you want to celebrate? And now this is the what. So what do you want to celebrate? I think Kai said he wants to be 100K by the end of the year. Awesome. Figure out exactly what that is. And now, so we have the why, we have the what. What do we need? We need the how. We need the map, the roadmap, the plan, the GPS. If you tell your GPS you're going from wherever you live right now all the way to frickin' Empire State Building, New York, it will take you exactly there. Why? Because the GPS doesn't have fear. It doesn't have insecurities, doesn't have judgments. It doesn't think about how much it costs. It doesn't think about being rejected. It doesn't think about, are the tires going to be good? It doesn't have an ego. It's plug and play. So I want you to set your GPS to whatever that what is, the goal. So for Kai, it's 100K. Awesome. So now that you know what you want, meaning the destination, the Empire State Building, how do we get there? This is the plan. And now you go into the who, right? So we've done the why, the what, the who, no, sorry, the how. So to get to 100K or 5K or 250K or 10K, whatever it is you want, or maybe it's not a rank. Maybe it's like, I just want to make 10 grand a month. Boom. Or maybe I want to help 10 families quit their jobs. Boom. Whatever that is for you. How do we get there? What needs to happen to get to that? What? And now this plan, you have to be very specific with it, because the plan, and I use the GPS analogy because it's very, very powerful. Once you understand that this car has to go from point A, your house, to point B, Empire State Building, whew, it's not going to think of what it needs to do, but you are. Okay, how much time? How much gas money? Where am I going to sleep? What if I break down? I need a plan B. I got to have AAA. I got to have help. Are the tires going to be good? Do I need an oil change before I go? How much is food going to cost me between here and there? Is there going to be bad weather? What if right? So you look at everything possible to get from point A to point B, and now you have a roadmap. You have a plan. How many people you got to talk to? The other night, I talked to you guys about the 80-20 rule. I can't go into the 80-20 rule now, but basically, if you want to, whatever your goal is, figure out, and you can work it backwards to say, hey, I have a 20% sign up ratio. So if I talk to 100 people, 20 of them sign up. Okay, so that's a 20% sign up ratio. So if I need to get to 100K and I have a 20% sign up ratio, how many people do I need? Do you see my point? It's that simple. And then you take that and spread it out over the next 5 months. And there's also an exponential factor, right? Because there's momentum that you build, because I want everybody here to relaunch their business August 1st. And now that you know how many people you got to talk to, guess what needs to happen next? You may say, well, shit, I don't have 100 people. Awesome. Part of the plan has to be, where do we go get them? Where do we go find 100 people? You either go find 100 people or you go find one person that knows 100 people. Huh? What? Leverage, network, marketing. And then you say, okay, cool. So I got to get the people. What do I have to do? I got to talk to them. I got to do Zooms. I got to do lives. And now here's the thing. This is part of the running the business. You got to schedule. Whatever's not scheduled doesn't happen. We're all guilty of this. If it's not in my calendar, it's tough. Like, I know from this time to this time, this is my stuff. I got coaching. I got this. I got Zooms. I got lives. I got, family time. It has to be scheduled. What's not scheduled doesn't happen. So figure out your why before August 1st. Like, really, it's got to hit you in the freaking chest hard. Like, watch the replay. Whoever wants the replay, watch Nikki, how she went from talking in her head, and one freaking question, she went to tears because it hit home. That's the truth. That's spirit. That's the power we have. So find that. That's the why. Then you go to the what, meaning what's your goal? Then you got to figure out the how. How do I get there? That's the plan. And then schedule the shit, and it happens. I love you guys.
You're out?
Gotta go.
Wow.
Dude, you're awesome.
He just did a mic drop and left us. No, we have a dinner party here tonight, and our guests arrived early. So so I guess I'm wrapping the call. But I appreciate him sharing his knowledge before he left like that. All right. So you guys get the deal. Run it like a business. That's what Andre and I do. If you guys, success leaves clues. If you're looking at what the leaders are doing, they're running it like a business. They're running it as a very serious business. We're tracking our numbers. We're having conversations. And also, I would like to say, for me, it's very important at this stage in my life to have fun with this. If it feels hard, if you're not having fun with it, chances are you're doing something wrong. This is something Sean and I talk about all the time. We talked about it in the beginning. I would say, hey, release the pressure. Don't try to sell. She's like, I'm not a salesperson. I said, cool. Just be passionate. Just be you. Do what you do already online, because you're passionate about helping people. You have a gift as far as being able to connect and share your vulnerabilities with people in a way that most people don't. Just be you. and have authentic, real, organic conversations. And so that worked much better for her than trying to do something else or trying to be something that she wasn't. And, Nikki, your energy is very contagious. It's very big. You have amazing energy and you have an amazing story. If I were you, I'd be sharing that with everybody, whether they want to hear it or not. What you shared with us and how you got emotional, because that's real for you. That's your story. That's your pain. And people can connect sometimes more to your pain than everything being great, than a great comp plan, because it makes you real, right? And in today's world, there's a lot of pain out there. There are a lot of people hurting. And, when we're able to be vulnerable and open up with people and share our story, like Shauna does very well. And there's a lot of parts of Shauna's story that she doesn't share. She shares what she's comfortable with. She shares within her boundaries, right, of what makes sense. But it's enough that people that they're sucked into, wow, this lady's real. She's, doing the deal. She's homeschooling her kids. She's a mom. She's finding balance. She's at the beach. She's surfing. I don't know how she does everything she does, but maybe I'll try a fruit diet someday and see if it gives me more energy. But I kind of like meat, so I don't know. But no, I mean, that works for her. So it's, it's finding what works for you, and, you're going to have, and staying plugged in. If you don't stay plugged into stuff like tonight, it might seem silly. And sometimes you hear the same info, but you'd be amazed if you do this, if you give this a year and you keep plugging in, you plug into everything, everywhere the leaders are, you might be hearing the same things, but you're going to have different aha moments. At one point, things are going to start to click. And when they start to click, the business starts to make sense. And then you realize that you can just go teach other people to do what you just did because you get it. And you get it in a way that's so simplistic that, at this point, Andre and I, we don't have to spend any time prepping for this. We can get on and talk to you guys from the cuff because we've been doing business so long. We've been doing this so long. And you could drop us in the middle of a small village in Africa and we could build a team again because we know how to do it. And I'm not bragging. I'm sharing with you that once you get the skill set, once you learn how to do this and you just keep going and you're open and you're coachable, you'll have your aha moments and you'll go, oh my God, that's it. Wow, that's it. Really? And it really is that simple. It's as simple as learning to connect with people and being consistent, right? Business requires consistent activity. And in this business, if you treat it like a business, again, it'll pay you like a business, but that means you've got to run your business every day. And whether that's an hour for you, make it the most productive hour you can. If you've got more time to put into it, awesome. But make sure you're staying focused on money making activities and make sure that you're doing the deal. And, you've got to always be pushing for new blood and talking to new people and planting new seeds and following up with those. Referrals are great way to always be expanding your network. I know we were talking to Shauna a few minutes ago about cold marketing, and her reception was choppy there. She did type it out in the text a little bit, but and Tiff and Allie are saying, yeah, that's what happened to us. Yeah. Tiff and Allie were pushing, but running, kind of falling shy of 5K for many, many months and kept pushing, but they kept plugging in. They're very open and they're very coachable. And then they had that aha moment and it just popped. And right now, you guys are like 117 BV away from 5K again. So chop. But you're well over 6,000 in volume. So you guys have a 10K run next month for your business. So you guys need to, we can lay that out too. And it's really about, and Shauna mentioned this earlier, I will share to all of you that are hustling to get there. I don't know why it is, but 5K is the toughest. It is the hardest because it's the one that you're pushing to hit for that first time and you don't know, and it's all new, right? But once you hit 5K, I promise you, now you've got a little bit of a viable team and you've got some income coming in, you've got a better story, you've got your own story. It does get easier. If you just keep your foot on the gas and you don't go into management mode, then pushing through to 10K is really a lot easier than 25K and above. And if you're looking at this in terms of, I'm not making any income statements here, so income disclosure, but roughly if you want to get to a place of residual income of, let's say 1,500 to 3,000 a month, range, you want to be at least 10K or above. 5K is good, but you're going to make somewhere between about 500 to 1,500, 2,000 a month, depending on different 5Ks make different amounts, or maybe you make nothing if you do nothing, if you stop. Again, that's the income disclosure there. But if you really, really want to make this a business, you've got it, that kind of minimum benchmark is getting yourself to 10K. And then from there, you become a 5K factory. Just start knocking out 5Ks. And in that, 25K will come, 50K, 100K. And, you know, if you want to be at that, like, you know, 10 to 20,000 a month residual income, then for sure you want to set your sights on 100K. And from there, it just starts growing at a crazy rate. So that's just kind of to give you guys an idea of a benchmark. You know, it's great to come in and make a little bit of money, but if you're really wanting to make bigger money, then you've got to use these ranks as incentive to push for, because every time you hit a new rank, you give yourself a raise. Your income goes up, right? Your team is getting a little bit bigger and you're giving yourself a raise. So that's why it's so important to push for these ranks is so that you're giving yourself that next pay raise, right? Like you're completely in control of your income increasing. And that is just by increasing your team and helping people on your team win. And it really does just become all about duplication, but it also becomes about always finding new blood. So you want to keep your foot on the gas, keep pushing, keep doing like the daily activity that Shauna does. She keeps adding to her team. Now, I will say this, some of us have different networks too. Some of us have a more business-minded network. And when you have maybe more of a mom health fitness network, maybe you do have to bring in more people because they don't know business and they might come in for the cutesy few bottles here and there, but they might not be serious about building, you know, a 5, 10, 20, $100,000 a month residual income. They might just be here for the great product, an extra $1,000 a month, extra $3,000 a month. But when you have a network of business-minded people, sometimes it's easier to, like, for example, Andre and I, we very much business network. And so we brought in, let's say 140 people our first couple months, as opposed to Shauna hustling and bringing in over 350. The only difference is that Shauna had a very mom, very fitness, very health network, not a lot of people that knew business. And so they had to learn. They had a little bit different learning curve and very different goals, right? And so that's okay. But Shauna was fine with that. Shauna knew and learned her market, learned her people, and created a daily routine that works for her business. And not everybody at that level even came in, you know, in the beginning, she felt bad asking them to come in at executive until she had her aha moment. She's like, no, that puts them in a better situation. She got it. So we all have different stages, right? You can't skip steps. So as you're going through and building your business, don't beat yourself up. Just remember to plug in, stay open, stay coachable, but be consistent every single day in your activity and in your follow-up. That is huge. Cold marketing does work, but you got to learn how to do it. You got to learn how, you still have to connect with people. And Sean, I don't know if you want to try to come back out here if you think you fixed your connection to share any thoughts that you were trying to wrap up there, but I think you look okay to me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You look okay right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I wrote it, but basically I was just saying like a little bit of what I did cold market. Just getting excited, like taking note of them. Like if you're going to send a cold message, just personalize it somehow. You know, don't send it to where it looks, if someone's writing you back and saying, did you just get, you know, hacked? That's not a good sign. So you want someone to feel like you looked at their page and that you're kind of noticing them. I always like to make it sound like, you know, I've been following you. I love how you speak directly to this audience. Like, for example, I just use one of my friends who has an autistic son. And I told her, oh my gosh, you're so involved in that community. This speaks directly to your audience. Like, I feel like you could be really huge in that community and help so many families. So I make it about what they can do, not just about me getting them to join my team. And I think, honestly, it's just a mindset. It's not fake. It's really a mindset when you really do look at it as like you're helping people. You're really offering them an opportunity and you look at how you can help them and you look at their audience. So study people like their last 5 or 10 posts before you reach out to them. You're going to have an upper hand on how to reach out to them. It's a cold message, but not really, because there's lots of hints all over their page about who they are, what they're into, what's important to them. And then I would also just say, you know, to find your own lingo. You know, don't try to copy and paste someone else's scripts. I put my scripts in my group for my people, but I always tell them, please don't do this because this is not the way you talk. This is the way I talk. So make your own scripts and save them in your notes the way you talk and your own relaxed language. So it feels very comfortable. And I love voice texts. I don't even think I ever write out texts anymore because people respond so much better to when you do audio. And you guys, it's not scary. My kids are in the background making all kinds of noise. And I feel like that even makes it more credible because I'm like, hey, like I'm just this mom running my home business. Like, oh, Donovan, here, open the door. You know, like I'll even interrupt in the middle of it. Like, hold on a second. Oh, Donovan, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll come back and be like, okay. So anyways, I just wanted to reach out to you because, you know, I see that you're a mom too. And looks like you homeschool. Like this could be great for you, especially during these times. And people always respond at least to even say, thank you for thinking of me. That's so nice. Thank you for thinking I would be great at that. Because they're complimented and that you took that time to also share your voice with them. It's very real. So that's what I would say. And then I love how Andre said, just make a decision. You know, in the beginning, Tammy and Andre, we don't talk about this a lot, but Tammy and Andre, like there were lots of times that they can tell you that, I mean, I cried on the phone with them. So sometimes I forget and I want to remember how hard it was for me in the beginning to overcome myself, you know, and how many things that I had to work through mentally to not give up, right? Because my quit switch was really strong. So, but Tammy and Andre are great mentors, and they give, especially not as much anymore. I think we need to get a little tougher because they were getting really tough love in the beginning, but now they're like trying to soften up a little bit. But honestly, in the beginning, they were so tough on me, but it worked for me because they saw that I had potential and they saw where my blind spots were because they saw, you know, they just knew. They were like, you have this great gift and you're going to quit because you're just getting in your way. And, so being coachable, you guys, I have people on my team that literally quit because they can't be coachable. They can't humble themselves to learn from other people. And that is their biggest issue. It's like, yeah, the business isn't that hard, but sometimes when someone else is speaking into your life and telling you like, hey, you're not really doing the work. Like I could clap for you all day long, but that's not going to get you to 5K. So you really need somebody that's, you know, confident enough like Tammy and Andre are, and I'm getting there with my group. I sometimes have to just say it straight, and then hopefully people don't get their feelings hurt. I mean, this is business and we want our teams to succeed. We want you guys to rank advance, to feel confident, to be, you know, really proud of your paychecks. And the only way that you're going to get there is by having people that hold you accountable in your life. And as we all know, a lot of times that's hearing things that we don't want to hear. So Nikki, you were such a great sport because I know Andre was like kind of interrogating you, but that is what it takes to get the truth out. Like a lot of times those answers, they're like deep down inside, right? And someone has to like pull them out. And I know that Andre's done the same for me. Just know I was that to me, like brought the tears out and like really brought the truth out. And it's like therapy. So I think the strong survive, and I think the strong will get to where they want to go. And that's just not everybody, you guys, in your team is going to stay. It's not a reflection view. There's going to be a lot of people that go in and out of this business. And that has nothing to do with anything. You just build a new team, and that's what Jenna says. I'm in the process of that. I had a lot of people quit, and I have new waves of people coming in, and I just get stoked on the people who are stoked. So it's part of business.
Thank you, Shauna. You know, it's amazing to me to see how far you've come and you know, what an amazing heart-driven leader you've become in the last couple of years, especially from those initial conversations of you wanting to quit and not thinking this was for you. It's absolutely for you. You're very natural at it. And, you know, I love your message. So thank you for sharing that with everybody tonight. And she's right, you guys, it's not for everybody. And the reason is I really feel like we talked about the different types of business. This business model, network marketing, it pushes you to such a different level. You have to self-develop. You have to dig in and learn who you are. And that's the culture. I think that's what I love the most is it's a culture of people. It attracts the people that want more, that are hungry, that aren't afraid to grow, that aren't afraid to say, hey, I've got to self-develop. I got to get through my shit, right? And, you know, a lot of people don't want to look at their shit. They don't want to say that it's me. They don't want to say that it didn't work because of me. I didn't have the skill set. I did something wrong. And those people run. Those are the same people out there in the world doing the same stuff over and over again. That's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again. That's not working. But there are people stuck and addicted. You have to understand this. They are addicted to that drama. They are addicted to that story. They're addicted to their story of why they can't have success, or why money this, or, you know, again, a lot of us have grown up around with issues around money, with issues around success. If you're Christian, you might have been told, you know, money changes you, you know, it's the root of all evil. Who knows what these little things are and how ingrained and implanted they are. But from a very young age, we hear different things. We are raised with different things that counteract, you know, our success, that are counterproductive to entrepreneur, you know, being an entrepreneur, being a successful entrepreneur, making money. There's guilt, there's fear, there's all kinds of stuff. So if you aren't sick and tired of being of that crap in your life, of those patterns, of those habits, of that mindset, and you don't do literally daily work on yourself, this is going to be a, you know what, a mother effer because entrepreneurship, you know, it forces you to grow. It forces you, a network marketing like no other, because you're surrounded with people who are growing, who are changing, who are moving and shaking. And it is a culture of self-development. It is a culture of getting better and growing and helping other people. If you get up and you turn around and put, you know, reach your hand out to pull someone else up with you, that is the culture. That is what it's built on. And you've got to be willing to look at yourself first and foremost. You've got to be willing to grow. You've got to be willing to do what's hard. And if you do what's hard now in this business, and you show up and you're coachable and you do the work, I promise you, you'll reap the reward. But without that, you won't. And you might just go away because you're like, that's hard. It's hard to look at myself. It's hard to realize that I've got learning and growing and changing to do. But the people who are the most successful are the ones that are the most coachable, the ones that make a decision, like Andre mentioned, that run it like a business and just go hard. And consistency. Obviously, we've talked about consistency. That's really, really important. But you've got to understand that as important as it is, as we're talking about all the, like, reach out to your people, reach out. Sorry, I feel a sneeze coming on. Reach out to new people. I hate that when you feel it coming on, it doesn't come. So reach out, you know, as much as the activity, your self-development, your growth is equally as important in this business. And so we talk a lot about mindset. We talk a lot about growth, but, you know, Shauna has come so far and continues to grow and continues to be one of the most committed, open, coachable people on our team, even to this day. I mean, Beth, she's another, you know, very open, heart-driven leader focused on growth. She's got all these businesses and all this success, but she still shows up. She still is committed to her growth. So Tiff and Allie, they weren't afraid to reach out and go, what are we doing? Right? Like, you know, what are we missing? So none of us should ever be at that place where, like, we've arrived, we have all the answers. I'm still learning and growing. I learn from all of you all the time. So being open is a huge part of this, and coachable, and keeping it very simple, having fun with this. You know, there's a lot of things I know all of us have done in our life that hasn't been so much fun. Have fun with this, because people want to join your tribe, right? To be on your team, to have fun, hope, make money, change their life. It's got to be exciting. If you're down and depressed and on yourself or frustrated, that's the wrong energy to attract people to your team. So keep that in mind as well. It's very important to get in that right mindset to attract the right people, and you get to choose your team. So it's awesome. And there's so many great leaders on the phone tonight. I mean, you know, Kai, his story is amazing. You guys have heard it. And that brings me to something. I know we're going to wrap here, but that brings me to something Genevieve asked a little bit ago. You know, I know Shauna's story because she's on Shauna's team, but how do I get to know everybody else's story? Great question. I think, you know, when you plug into these calls, we share the stories, we highlight different leaders, especially the beginning of the month, new leaders that have hit. Nikki will be sharing her story, not only on the call beginning of the month, but on the Hempibition show. So you can plug into the Hempibition. We highlight stories. Also, beginning of the month, we share a lot of stories. But that brings me to an idea I had as you put that in chat. And any of you leaders, so any of you on the call tonight that would like to share your story with the team, maybe you've had an amazing, you know, you have amazing product testimonial, amazing business testimonial, whatever the case may be. All of you ranked leaders, I would love for you to write out your story. It doesn't have to be long. It can be a couple paragraphs with a good picture. But it would be great. I'll create a units tab in the Facebook group to highlight leader stories and product testimonials. So if you'll submit a picture that you like with a little bit of your story, that we can post them in there, and that way we can get to know each other's story a little bit better than just waiting for the calls, because this is where we connect and hear stories. But a lot of you have an amazing story, and maybe you haven't even written it out, but this will help you in being able to tell your story as well. So I think writing it out would be great. Submit that to me via Messenger, and I'll put those together in a nice little way and put those up in the units tab so we can highlight the leaders on, so the business testimonials and also the product testimonials. And I think that will help the whole team there. And yes, Sean is saying they should write their story as a post online and then share it with the group. That works too. That's a great idea. I'd also just like to have them. I think that would be great. I can make them kind of nice. You guys know we do all that recognition stuff beginning of the month, so we'll be celebrating and highlighting a lot of the stories. So, but I'd like to have them in the group too. I think that would be awesome to have. So to
Tammy,
wrap, I know.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to add one quick thing, just for all the new 5Kers, because I know that you're gonna to finale, and just anyone else who's going to 5K. I wanted to say that one of the mistakes I made, and I'm literally fixing it now. Tammy and I are going to talk. We've been meaning to talk forever. We've been so busy, but I felt like I had to go into management mode right away because I had this team. Your team, right? And it happens as a leader. Your team will start telling you what to do. It's like your kids. You ever have your kids kind of tell you what to do? They'll tell you like they want certain things, or they'll find problems with things, and you'll feel like it's your job to fix this. Are you guys hearing me okay, or is my connection stable? Yep.
Well,
okay, good.
You're coming in and out.
Okay, but just don't start your own group. Plug into Badassery. I'm going to be closing my group down and transitioning back into Badassery, because when it's all these different smaller groups, the energy is lost. And I just have noticed that in my group, and I literally started that page for other people because they were like finding all the things that they wanted, and I was trying to accommodate people, and I went into that diaper changing management mode. So don't do that. Remember, you're the leader. You make the executive decisions, and you tell people, hey, look, that's awesome. This is our group. We're all plugging in here, because it's all about the energy. And until you're like 100K, you don't really need your own group. Just have like a group chat. Have like a messenger group chat where you can connect with your people. Right, Tammy? That'd be the best way, like a group chat. But yeah, Tammy and Andre warned me, and I did it anyway. And it really did affect the team energy. So learn from my mistake.
Thank you, Shauna, for sharing that. It's a huge point that she just hit. We talk about this all the time. Management mode is a killer of your business, man. It really is the biggest mistake that we see people make too early on. And that's when either they get a few affiliates, they get their 3, 4, 5 affiliates in, or even worse, they hit 5K and now they think I'm a leader. I have to, start leading my group. And then, like she said, your team starts complaining, because you're always going to have people on your team that complain, and I need this and I need that. No, you don't. The system's been working for all of us. I got to 100K, and we're, like right now today, our business is over 210,000 in business volume. We still have 3 days to go. So, we're running a 200,000 plus, a month business, and we don't need all that fancy stuff. So people don't realize that, running your own group is a lot of work. You've got to be consistent and in it all the time. And so now if you isolate yourself too early, and you're out on your own having to do all that work yourself, now that's puts you in management mode, because you're trying to create content and excitement, and you're trying to drive and be all of that for everybody in the group. And now you just took away yourself out of business building mode, which is what it took to get to 5K. And if you don't keep your foot on the gas and keep doing what you did to get to 5K, you can't get 10K, 25, 50, 100K. So she's absolutely right. But she had to experience that. And now she knows that, that the energy and the synergy, and we've already given a system. There's training, there's duplication, it's in there. You get to be a ranked leader, then we'll make you an admin of the group. You can add your own people, but you don't need your own group. It's just a lot of work, and too early it can kill your momentum. It really, really can. So I love that Shauna brought that up, especially from experience, because it really does happen to a lot of leaders. And I watch their 5K business just go because they start doing all this stuff they think they need to do, and all you do when you get to 5K is keep your head down and keep doing what you did to get to 5K. Literally, that's the best thing you can do for your team, is to keep running, to keep hustling. Again, because of 5K, your income isn't all that yet, right? You've just barely scratched the surface of now you've got a team, right? When you're 5K, you've got a team now, but you got to take that team now and you got to grow it, and you got to help those people hit 5K. And so really, until you're 25, 50K, you don't have a substantial business where you can even look up and think I have anything to manage. Just plug them all into the leadership, because we've got that. we have that. Like Nikki reached out to me. Awesome. She didn't, she works a lot with Tiff and Allie, but it's like she reached out to me. We solved some stuff. She got on the call tonight. That's what we do. So the leaders, we've got all of that. We've got the maintenance of the group and, whatever announcements you guys need to know and the videos and the calls and all that. So you can go build. That's the whole point, right? Yes, she's right. Maybe when you get to 100K, you'll feel like, hey, maybe I need something. But doing all that management mode stuff too early is the biggest momentum killer I've ever seen in this industry. So keep that in mind as you guys grow. You want to plug your people into these calls. These calls are critical. You guys know we stopped posting them in the group because we wanted people to tune in live, which, some people haven't gotten the memo yet. They're not really realizing. They still text me like, where's the call? Why, where's the Zoom? Why isn't it posted? I'm like, because we're not posting it anymore because you guys were taking, that for granted and not showing up. And I think there's an energy for your business and a commitment level to showing up. And when you show up, we get to see each other's faces, ask questions differently, support each other. And guess what? We have to show up live. So why shouldn't you? So that's kind of how we see it. And, we're not just bored to do this, every week. So that's the energy, but there's enough great content. I mean, we're pouring in you guys years. I've been doing this since I was 18. I mean, Andre's been an entrepreneur and business owner for many, many years. And so we're pouring into you everything that we've learned. We're giving you the tools, we're giving you the resources, we're giving you the energy. And, all you have to do is keep hustling, keep going and commit, give yourself 12 months where that quitting is not an option and make a decision. Like Andre said, get back focused on that why, make a decision and just go, because it takes that. Yeah. Don't get distracted by people that are like, oh, it doesn't work, I'm going to another company, or telling you about another company. The grass is not greener, right? It's not the company, it's you. I haven't seen a comp plan this good probably since I was 18 and got in the industry. And now that I go back and compare that company, which by my 5th month in at 18, I was making over 10,000 a month. I thought that was a great comp plan. This one blows that away. So I know comp plans, I know the industry, I know the business. It doesn't get any better, you guys. You got to just plant your flag and go to work, and you got to grow. And if something's not working, then you need to figure out why. You need to figure out inside yourself what's not working for you. Again, it's a very simple business, but you've got to do it. You've got to have the conversations, and it will get easier. You just got to keep plugging away, keep plugging into the calls. You're going to have your aha moments, and you're going to have those aha moments when you're plugging in and you hear that one thing that goes, oh, maybe it's something that Shauna shares, or, Tiff and Allie share. Maybe it's Andre, maybe it's Beth. You don't know at what moment you're going to hear that thing that clicks for you. Right. And you're like, oh, it'll get so much easier. But you just stay the course, you guys. This is it. I mean, this is really your chance to make a really, really crazy residual income in an industry that is perfectly poised, in the right timing, right trend, right products, right team, right energy, right everything. So you just got to do the work. So I know we're over, and I love that you guys stayed on. I haven't seen any questions come in, but Genevieve, hopefully that answered your question. Nikki, you got to get to work. We're going to go get that 5K. And everybody else, I know that you're still hustling. Kai, you're always hustling till the very end. And I know, John, you've got some exciting things happening in your business. So we should talk about a very, very big August for you, because you're perfectly poised for some nice momentum. And as far as the plan, like Andre mentioned, I hope each of you sit down and really, really dig in, if you haven't already, to what your why is. Then we'll figure out the what, right? And then the how. But we've got 5 months left of the year. And so obviously we talk about doing this monthly, but we want to take, where do you want to be New Year's Eve? What do you want to see in your life? Where do you want to be in your business? And let's work that backwards. And that's going to become your plan, right? So if you take what you want, that ultimate goal, you know why you're doing it. So that's what's driving you in the chest. That's what's going to keep you committed. It's what's going to pull you through all the no's. It's what's going to, really laser focus you, is your why you're doing this is so important to be very, very connected to. And then the how is very simple. You figure out where you want to be, what you want, and let's work it backwards. And then your activity points for each month. August is typically, in this industry, especially this business, a very, very big month. Yes, typically kids and families are going on vacation and busy getting ready for school. But guess what? This year, that's not the case. People are stuck at home and not sure if they're going back to school and not able to travel the way that they want to. And so now more than ever, August and September are going to be a time to really hit this thing hard and reach all those people out there hurting. So I want to just encourage all of you guys to stay up, self-develop, stay focused, stay consistent, daily money-making activities. If you get stuck somewhere, reach out to us ASAP, like Nikki did today. It's like, hey, I'm stuck. A lot of times, again, we've been doing this so long, we can look, I looked at her message and it's like, bam, you just have to tweak this, right? Be authentic. Don't go in for the kill. Like Shauna said, even when she's connecting to cold market people, she usually says something, she looks at their profile, she gets to know a little bit about them, she sends a message complimenting them, reaching out and breaking the ice. She's connecting with them and hopefully starting a conversation. I'm sure it doesn't work 100% of the time with everybody, but it works enough of the time that she, you know, consistently always brings in over 10 new people a month. I don't think I've seen a month that she didn't bring in at least 10 personal people, and some months 20 or 25. So it works, you guys, but you've got to do it the right way. Don't go in for the kill. Remember, you're still connecting. You still want to get to know this person, and you should still be focused on how can I help these people? How can I serve people? How can I make a difference? And if that is your mindset and that's your energy, then it's going to be a lot easier to build this business than, you know, just chasing after the money or the people. So focus on the results, focus on the impact, focus on what we're actually doing that's helping people, and get excited about that and get excited about what you want for your life. And those two things together will make the conversation so much easier and so much more organic and authentic. With that said, I will be here for any of you that need me. Reach out via messenger to Andre or I, or both of us, and let's close the month strong. We will open August strong, and each of you will want to lay out your next 5 months and know exactly, by the time we get on the phone next Tuesday, I want each of you to know exactly what you want and what you're going to get by New Year's Eve 2020. All right, fair enough? I love it. Nikki's on fire. Connect, convo, business, serve, result. All right. We know Nikki's not sleeping tonight. So, and any of you that are going for anything, I will tell you that, yes, don't sleep for the next 3 days. Literally just hustle. And you can sleep the first, well, you have to open the month on the first. You can sleep on the second. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome week. Reach out with anything that you need. Let's close this month strong, and let's open August strong with tons of momentum. All right. Have an awesome night, y'all.
Enjoy your dinner party.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a good
Tammy.
night, y'all.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Take care, everybody.